Hello everyone, I hope you're having a great day. This is Debee from Sew with Debee, and today I have a really neat scrappy pattern to make. Recently a friend of mine gave me a bunch of scraps. She actually gave me a bucket and they're various sizes. And what I'm going to do is sort through them and trim them into 2.5 inches wide strips. It doesn't matter how long they are because we're going to join them together. So what we need to do is make a dark, 2 darks and 2 light strips that are at least 34 inches in length each. And you can use potato chips if you want, but I will caution you that you might end up cutting right near one of the seams. So it's better if you have a mixture of sizes. So I'm going to go ahead, cut these into strips, sew them into lengths, and then show you what we're going to do next. And while I'm putting my fabric together to make the strips, I am taking the time to even off each end and to remove any salvages. It just makes it work together a little bit better. So I have my strips joined together and they are longer than 34 inches. There's one that was just shy, so I did add a little bit of extra on the end. So now we're going to take a lighter one and we'll put that first, and then we'll take a darker one and we'll pair that up and join it together with a 1/4 inch seam. We'll do the same with the other, and then once those are all done, I like to press as I go, so I'll press those to one side, the dark side, and then we will join these like this. So I'll go ahead and do that, and then I'll join you back here. So now that we have all these strips sewn together, when I did sew them together, I did go in opposite directions from one to the other. That's supposed to stop it from curling. So now what we're going to do is we're going to actually cut these into 8.5 inch. So I'll line up my ruler along here, and then I will cut these into subgroups of 8.5 inches wide. And I'm just showing you, it doesn't matter if there's a seam here for now. It doesn't, unless you're using full lengths, it's really hard not to land on a seam when you're doing this. So I'm going to go ahead and cut them, and then I'll show you what we do next. So I have the 4 squares that are 8.5 inches. Next, what we want to do is we want to make sure that they still are laying the way they came off the strip when you cut them down. So basically don't start going like this. So with the light side down on those ones, and then on the other strips you're going to have 2 with the dark side down. So what you're going to do is, using this as an example, we're going to take a ruler and we're going to cut from corner to corner like this. So you're basically making a half square triangle out of each one. So I will cut here, and then on the dark ones I will do the same thing, cutting from this corner to this corner. So once that's done, I'll show you what we do next. So I've got all the angle cuts done, and I've just stacked them the way each block originally was joined together. You do want to be a little bit careful handling these because they are on the bias and you don't want them to get all stretchy on you. So now what you're going to do is take any that have a dark on the longer seam or edge and put them on one side, and then all the ones, you can turn them around now, that have the lighter fabric can go over on another side. And that, I don't know if I didn't mention it, this will yield 2 blocks. So then, using the dark as an example, I'll set the lights over to the side. We're now going to take these and we're going to have this dark strip facing in the center. So it's going to be like this, and then it's going to be like this, and then it's going to be like this. So once you sew them together, you have a new block, a nice scrappy block. And if you don't like these together, then you can switch them around. Do maybe something like this, which is probably what I'll do because it makes it look more scrappy. And then you do the same with the light ones. So again, move those out of the way. So again, we're going to join those together with the light in the center, like this. And like that. And then if you don't like the two blue together, then you can move one to the opposite, like that. And then again, you have a square block like this. So I'm going to join these together. I will do these right sides, and then a seam like this. And then if you do press your seams in the opposite direction, you should be able to nest them in the center, and failing that, you can always twist them so you get a flat seam. So let me go ahead and do that, and then I'll show you what they look like. So this is what the light one looks like, and this is what the dark one looks like. The neat part is when you put them together, they form a totally different design. So then you start seeing almost like a rail fence design, but because this is scrappy, it's going to end up however your fabric dictates it. These would normally square up to about 11.5 inches. I'm using a 1/4 inch foot. It's not a scant 1/4 inch, so these will actually end up being 11 inches unfinished or 10.5 finished. And what I'm going to be doing is I'm doing a series of blocks that I'm going to create a real scrappy orphan block quilt. And I'm going to be doing it as quilt as you go. So I'll probably do a few more of these blocks and then quilt them, join them together. Another option is to actually do them on point like this, and then to add some cornerstones, and that would make a really large block. That would end up being, let's take a look. So that would end up, that would be about a 15-inch block. So that's an option as well. So I hope you found this interesting. It's a good way to use up your strips and scraps, and as I said, you could join all your potato chips together to make the strips, and that would make it even more scrappy. So until next time, please like, share, comment. I always love hearing from you, and as always, sew safely and sew with Debee. Have a great day, and bye for now. So just showing you, I love this block so much that I carry on and made 2 more. So these are the original ones I made in the video, and then I made these, which are in reds and purples. So again, I'm just using up scraps and strips, and some are 4.5, some are longer, and by the time you cut them all up, you have some really pretty blocks. So what I've decided to do is I'm actually going to sew these together in a group of 4. And then I'm going to incorporate in something else that I'm working on. So you may or may not see this in a future video. I'd love to know if you go ahead and make this. So please keep in touch, like, share, and subscribe. And until next time, sew with Debee. Bye for now.